Hello and welcome. Could a hip-hop star turn around the fortunes of Haiti? Music mogul Wyclef Jean believes he's the right man to become his native country's next president and recently announced his bid to run for office. Jean, who shot to fame as a former member of the hip-hop group Fouche, has used his celebrity status to publicize the need for money and aid to Haiti following the earthquake in January that devastated the already impoverished nation. His non-profit organization, the Yele Haiti Foundation, has funded many education and community development programs in Haiti, and he has been one of the most visible Haitian celebrities advocating for support. But while some feel his popularity and fame would be good for the country, there are questions on whether or not he's qualified to lead it as president. So today we ask, what sort of leader does Haiti need, and would Wyclef Jean make a good president? What do you think? Remember, you can join him in the conversation with your questions and comments. Send an SMS or an email. Now, who better to speak to than with the man himself? So my guest today from Pétionville is music star and presidential hopeful Wyclef Jean. Wyclef, it's good to talk with you again. Now, you're up against 33 other hopefuls. Why do you think you're the right man to be president of Haiti?
Well, I think that I'm the right man to be the president of Haiti because for the past 200 years, the youth population have not been included in the plan. And over 52% of the population is a youth population. You're dealing with a population where when it comes to education, 90% of the population has to pay to go to school. 80% of the population is living on less than $1 a day. And the diasporas that have left Haiti and have moved over to America and overseas in the rest of the world, they're sending back home $2 billion per year. So they need a candidate that they all believe in and they're comfortable with.
Now, we had a number of emails. Viewers wanted to touch base with you and ask questions. One came in from Kenya, and I'll put this to you. It came from Roger in Kenya, who says, Wyclef seems to be banking solely on his celebrity status. He has yet to show a concrete, workable agenda for Haiti. So how confident are you people can get past your sort of music star image and take you seriously as a political candidate with a proper agenda?
Well, what I would like to tell Roger is that he's probably looking at my music career, but I would like him to look at the fact of when I was a roving ambassador for Haiti, one of the things I did was went to Congress. I helped pass the Hope Bill, which is a textile bill for Haiti. Also, I'm the one that was part of going into Haiti in a time when there was a lot of violence and working in conjunction with the UN and different parties to help bring the violence down. All of my life, what I want Roger to know is I've always been considered where I came from an activist. So my music has always been about policy. So in a couple of weeks, Roger will be able to go into the internet and look at my 4-pillar plan of policy with 5 points, which focuses on education, job creation, agriculture, security, and healthcare being the 5th.
Of course, so Wyclef, everyone's saying that your entry into the race here has created a huge buzz for the election and drawn a lot of attention to it. Of course, other celebrities have chipped in. Sean Penn has been critical vocally about your bid, and even your former Fuji's friend and comrade Praz was saying that he'd support your opponent, Mickey, Sweet Mickey, Michel Martelly, because he thinks he's better suited. How have you been dealing with the sort of the celebrity factor that's been chipping in now and critical of your bid?
Well, I think that more celebrities will definitely chip in. I think this election is about the people of Haiti. And I've been coming to Haiti as far as I could remember. And the vote is going to count if you have a Haitian passport. And what's important to me right now is the reconstruction of Haiti, the youth population, how do we get them to read and write, and how do we bring investment back into our country?
Now, we had an email that came in, put this one to you, that came in from New York in the USA, from Ozoamena David Emeka, who says, Mr. Jean can do the job because of his experience with poverty and struggle in his life before he became a millionaire. Now, of course, I know your history and you worked your way right up from scratch, but how much traction do you believe you have with the majority of Haitians, considering that you haven't lived there on a permanent basis?
Well, I mean, I've lived here long enough. I've been coming back here long enough. I have residence here long enough. I would say if I wouldn't have been qualified if I didn't know the tone of the ground and what the people have been going through. Keep in mind, through Yele Haiti, my NGO, despite the scrutiny that we have suffered through the years, We've sent 7,000 kids to school. We have what's called Yele Vert, which is a program which is a tree planting program. We've also worked with violence, calming violence down. We also have what's called Yele Cuisine, where it's a micro loan where we give women jobs where they cook food and they become entrepreneurs. So I've been in the field for a minute as an NGO, and I've learned a lot and understand what it takes to just move this country forward and not backwards.
Well, on a viewer in Canada was very supportive of your bid. Khalid Alamoudi wrote in saying, intelligent artists are much more effective than politicians when it comes to informing, teaching and linking to a greater audience. Now, I know you've mentioned the youth issue, and that's a big one for your campaign, but what do you think, apart from that side of it, what do you think is really different that you can offer that will make a significant change in Haiti?
One of the things that I think we need in Haiti is we don't need a local president. I think we need a global president, someone that could travel. And for example, the 5.2 billion, which is promised by donors, one has to go to the donors and explain why we need that money, the crisis. We have to go to all parts of the world and let people know that Haiti is real. We have a youth population, and also another point which is strong for us is agriculture. Getting agrarian village. Everything in Haiti used to be export, rice, coffee, sugar, etc. Now everything mostly coming in is import. How do we get our agriculture back? These are some of the things that I can work towards helping move the country forward.
Now, one of the things you sang, I think it's in 2006, your song, If I Was President, that you would get elected on Friday, assassinated on Saturday, and buried on Sunday. Doesn't sound very optimistic.
Well, it's a song. And it seems like the song keeps coming back up. The idea of this song was just basically, if you keep going with the lyrics, instead of spending billions on the war, we can use that money to feed the poor. So it was just saying, if you ever get that chance to be in power, do something before you die with the power.
Now, of course, one of the issues you face is that voters are in a very difficult position. The outgoing president, René Préval, has been very heavily criticized lately, and there may be a sense that whoever takes over as president is going to face a very disenchanted and disillusioned Haitian population looking for change. They haven't really had much relief from the government after the earthquake. Isn't it going to be an uphill struggle, whoever takes power?
I think whoever takes power, a lot of struggle. It's not just the president, but it's about the House, the senators, the deputies. Can we align ourselves, the prime minister, with the same topic? I think right now everyone is focused on the reconstruction. This is the word that we keep hearing back and forth, the reconstruction of Haiti. But while we're debating about it, there's 1.5 million people still living in tents, and we need to change that.
We had an email that came in from South Africa I want to put to you from Ryan Coe, who says, with all the pressure of going up against actual politicians, how can Wyclef contribute? What substantial change can he make? Now, we touched on some of that, but you are up against some tough and experienced politicians. Some figures such as even your uncle, I think Raymond Joseph, the Haitian ambassador to the US, is up in the race. Jacques-Edouard Alexis, a former prime minister, also another former prime minister, Yvonne Neptune, Leslie Voltaire. How are you prepared for this tough race against very experienced Haitian politicians?
Well, what I do is, when we look at their track records, and we have to look at my track record, I think the fact that I'm not a politician and I'm coming with a fresh idea. For the past 200 years, if you have a population that cannot read or write, and everything in the country is being imported, you have absolutely no security. I think what we need in moving towards the future is we need modern change, and that's what I offer.
We had, I'm going to put another email to you because we had so many that came in for you, Wyclef. This one's from California in the USA. Nick Ziegler says, if elected, will you formally invite Aristide back to the country and take steps to ensure his safety? Do you regret that Aristide is not participating in the upcoming election? I gather actually you don't necessarily have a very good relationship together, do you?
I don't have a bad relationship with anyone. That's why my party is called Vivre Ensemble, which means live together. I said it once and I'll say it again. I think that any president that's president should be able to finish their mandate. It's very important right now if we can get past through this first pillar, which is a political instability. Once we can get to that pillar, I think that everyone has the right to be in their country.
Can you tackle some of the issues that Haiti's had sort of endemic in its history, such as corruption? Of course, even your foundation had its issues and had fingers pointed at it. Can you deal with the major corruption issue that seems to be institutionalized in Haiti?
Well, my foundation was not a corrupted organization. We helped the people of Haiti. The accusations that Yele took money and we took funds, if you follow what happened is, you know, we brought in an accountant, which from Washington, D.C., that basically gave us governance. We brought in a CEO, Derek Johnson. So our problem was not a corruption problem. It was a mismanagement problem, which I explained to everyone. As far as the corruption in Haiti, I think what's very important is if we can start providing jobs for people, at the same time we could start implementing laws that are going to stick and held people accountable for their responsibilities.
Wyclef, just a quick thought before we take a short break. Of course, you know, going in for an election like this, a lot of things that you're having to deal with. One of the accusations is that there may be the danger that if you become president, that you could end up as a sort of puppet of the international community. How do you address those kind of accusations?
I mean, at the end of the day, I have to be clear with all the viewers watching. My name is Wyclef Jean. I'm running for the president of Haiti because, first of all, I have my own ideas that these people have been struggling for 200 years. The mass population cannot read and write. We have no infrastructure. Over 230,000 people under the rubble. At the end of the day, I'm willing to work with every party that's possible that want to work with the Haitian people. But I, Wyclef Jean, will never be a puppet.
Wyclef, we've got more questions for you. We're going to take a very short break. When we return, we'll look at who's eligible to run for president in Haiti. And the former Consul General of Haiti in New York, Harry Fouche, will also give us some perspective. We'll be right back.
If I was president, if I was president, yeah.
Welcome back. We're discussing Haiti's November elections and a presidential bid by hip-hop star Wyclef Jean, who says he's the right man to lead the country. But is he eligible according to the Constitution? Wyclef, that's a question. Considering all the rules that are in place saying who can and who can't run, you and a handful of people in the list are actually considered ineligible to run for president. Have you thought about how you might tackle that issue if it comes up?
Well, we have the lawyers. The two issues that comes up when it comes to me is as follows. Do I have a Haitian passport? Am I a Haitian resident? Yes, I am. And do I have I been in the country for 5 years, which is the residence issue? And I've been in the country for more than 5 years.
I gather your desire to change the Constitution is becoming quite controversial now, though. How are you backing that move up?
Well, the dual citizenship is one of the things that I strongly think that we have to help the Haitians get to this point. The fact that when you leave Haiti, you go to another country, you give up your citizenship, you become the citizen of another country, you absolutely have no rights at all in the country when it comes to government structure. The only reason why I don't think that's fair is because the diaspora is contributing over $2 billion per year through the remittance business, so they should have a vote also. So that's one of the things that I would like to see changed in the Constitution. Okay, well, I'm going to bring in a second guest here now. From Chicago, we have Harry Fouche, a native of Haiti and the country's former Consul General in New York City. He represented the Haitian government as its top diplomat there. Now, he says that Wyclef, along with a number of presidential candidates, do fail to meet those constitutional criteria. Harry Fouche, I want to welcome you in and thank you for your patience now. Haitian elections now rarely ever run according to the scheduled date set by the Constitution. Considering the earthquake that's taken place and the damage that's been done to the infrastructure, do you first and foremost believe that an election really will take place on the 28th of November as planned?
It looks like, thank you, Riz, for your invitation, and thank you to the viewers around the world who are taking their time to take part in this discussion. Yes, I think the election will take place on November 28th. There are some issues that are being addressed, but I think there will be an election.
Now, in terms of the comments Wyclef made there, and you heard those, Harry, do you think that he has a valid point, and of course with the constitution needing to be changed to take into account the contribution the Haitian diaspora makes to the country's revenues?
Certainly, I think there is a need for that, because a lot of the resources and human capital of Haiti are abroad. So I think it's a good thing. But having said that, I should point out the changes will not just take effect instantly. The changes will take place over a course of many years. So it's not an easy matter to change. Let me say at the outset, Riz, definitely with the coming of Wyclef into the race, he has brought some publicity, he has brought some interest into the race, a race that was really practically ignored by people in Haiti and outside of Haiti. Now, having said that, as you mentioned in your opening bid to me, there are some issues that may be a problem for him. The issue of the 5 years residency, he may have some difficulties proving that. So on Tuesday, the Board of Election will have to make a statement and decide out of the 34 candidates which ones actually meet the residency requirements. By the way, there are about 5 other candidates who also may have a problem with the residency requirements. There are also some other problems. For example, Wyclef, having been a former high-ranking official, has he received a discharge from the government, for example? So that's an issue that has to come up. The issue of whether or not, his personal problems actually are not an issue with respect to the race. But the technical issues, whether or not he has received a discharge for his services as roving ambassador, whether or not he meets the residency requirements, those are problems that you will definitely have to that will be addressed by the Board of Election on Tuesday.
Before I get back to Wyclef, let me ask you one thing, Harry, is the issue of the way Haiti has been through so much in the past, 6, 7 months, 7, 8 months with the earthquake and the devastation. To what degree is there flexibility within the Haitian system, if you like, the constitution, or even the way the country is being run right now, to take into account that things aren't normal and that perhaps the rules might be a little more flexible, allowing, for example, Wyclef and the other 5 candidates to make a bid for the presidency?
I think there have been flexibilities shown, Riz. One of the flexibility, of course, is the fact that the Constitution says high-ranking officials have to receive a discharge from Haiti's General Accounting Office. And in addition, the very high-ranking people, such as ambassadors and ministers and prime ministers, they also have to receive a discharge from Haiti's Congress. So the Board of Election decided to waive the discharge from the Congress. So there are flexibilities there. But as far as the residency requirement is concerned, I don't think they will really waive that. So that's something we will be watching. But you're right, nothing is ever what it is in Haiti, and there's always flexibilities when one is least expecting it.
Wyclef, let me get back to you, and thank you for listening there to the comments by Harry. But what flexibility have you found in your bid? I mean, the issue of the ambassadorship, for example, has that something that you've been able to address?
Yes, the first part of it is President Rene Preval made me a Roman ambassador. I did not get paid for any of my services as a roaming ambassador. And what I did before taking this move, I sent my letter and I did resign from that post. The second part of it is I voted for Rene Preval in the last election with my electoral card. So if I voted for Rene Preval in the last election, if you do the timing of the last election, when I was voting for him, the questions of residency, none of that was in question. In addition to that, I started Yele Haiti 5 years ago. I have paper that can trail back to my residence of 7 years ago. My lawyers are very comfortable that we can win this case.
Now, Wyclef, are you confident the election can take place? Is a question I put to Harry Fouche when I first addressed him. The issue that the country's infrastructure has been so destroyed, getting the ballot boxes up there and getting people out to vote, considering all they're going through. Do you think that a proper vote can be held in Haiti?
I'm on the ground, and I have to say yes, a proper vote can happen in Haiti. One of the things that we're doing to galvanize the youth is we're going to be doing a go out and get your electoral card campaign, which we'll be starting in the next week.
Okay, Harry Fouche, listening to the responses there from Wyclef Jean, of course, do you feel that there is a prospect of a free and fair vote in Haiti taking place? Then do you think that the structure can be organized in such a way that that Haiti can start taking steps forward from what it's been through in the last, well, since the beginning of the year?
We have to wait, Riz, until on Tuesday, when the Board of Election issued its verdict as far as the candidates are concerned. We will see. That would be the signal as to whether or not the election would be fair and free. There are, for example, issues that will be raised with regard to the ruling party, the Unité party, which is the presidential party. Presently, there are 5 candidates who are running to some extent as part of that party. You have 4 brand new parties that were created. They are offshoots of Unité. And in the last election, in 2006, the Board of Election, this very same Board of Election, disqualified the Lavalas party of former President Aristide because there were 2 parties bearing allegiance to Lavalas. So right now, we have 5 parties that are somewhat offshoots of Unité. And so we have to wait and see whether or not the Board of Election will disqualify all of them. Mm-hmm. So that would be a signal.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on that. Wyclef, a quick final thought before we let you go as well. You're out there on the ground, as you say. Do you remain, I mean, what makes you optimistic that Haiti can take the next steps forward? What are you seeing out there that gives you hope?
What gives me hope is when I look at the youth, the 52% population of young men and women that are ready to work. When I go out and I look at these farmers that are saying, Clef, we need work, we're ready to go. And we're going to keep pushing, and we're going to go. As we go into the 21st century, I want to tell everybody I look forward to seeing y'all in Haiti, not just for aid, but to bring investment to the country.
Wyclef Jean, thank you very much. Harry Fouche, thank you, sir, as well. Good to have you both on the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course, thank you for being with us too and your questions. Remember, you can follow our program on Twitter. We'll keep you notified of upcoming shows, and you can send us questions and comments to pose to our guest. On the next show, an inconvenient truth. 2010 is the hottest year on record, and experts say it's further evidence that global warming threatens our planet unless we act quickly. One man has found some unconventional methods to highlight those issues. Be sure to tune in for that. From me and the team, we'll see you next time.